And welcome back to Tamtalks. I'm not the host. Foti is. Hello, Foti. How you doing?
Hello, welcome back, Kata.
Welcome back.
Welcome to
Welcome
the
back, Kata.
show where nothing is funnier than real life. We couldn't make this up, honestly.
Well, maybe just a little bit.
Just a
Maybe.
little bit, just a little bit. I was thinking, I was thinking that
In the
uh,
days of
in
yore,
the days of
man.
yore, television had such an impact with people. Uh, Not so much because we had a limited amount compared to today, but because shows back then had awesome theme songs, right?
Um, do you remember there was a time where like every kid, every one of us, like came up with this like we had to have our own theme song.
Of course, everyone had a theme song. And it like talk about like instant memories that would flood in. We get memories. You smell something like, oh, I remember this. You taste something, whatever. But there's nothing that would trigger a memory like hearing
Yeah.
automatically, right? You are immersed in that universe. You're thinking Elizabeth Lamont, like
Yep.
automatically.
Yep.
That is like a conditioning effect, right? Of
Yeah.
something that you spent significant time with, and
Absolutely,
we
man.
didn't spend as much time watching TV that is spent today, right?
No, not at all. Not at all, man. We'd watch TV after we spent the entire afternoon out. Well, TV, honestly, TV in the afternoon, TV was for tiny kids, right?
Yeah.
To help moms do whatever stuff around the house or, come home from work or whatever they were doing back then. But TV didn't start until 7 p.m.,
Yeah.
right? By that time we had done, riding our bikes, playing outside, breaking arms breaking arms and teeth and
And
stuff and coming
spleens.
home and spleens. Yeah. Oh my God. Well, what's wrong, Johnny? Nothing, ma. I think I just busted my spleen, but that's no big deal.
That was also a badge of honor, getting hurt, right? Like how many times did we compare scars? Like, oh, look at this. I went through my palm with a freaking knife,
The whole concept of getting all your friends to sign your cast. Remember that was like
Yes,
you had that was a badge. That was
that
quite the
was a
badge.
bad. I found out a couple years ago for the first time when you go for an audition and they say break a leg. Do
Yes.
you know why they say that?
No, I read, I don't remember. No.
You break a leg means so you can get in the cast. Isn't that genius?
Brilliant. Brilliant. So,
it's, it's like I think that is an awesome way. It's like that's kind of shot in Freudish, right? Like we understand that you got to get hurt to succeed, right?
well, that's the whole concept of life and hard work, right?
Yep, yep. That's life. Life is like a box of chocolates. you know, you don't know what the fuck you're gonna get. I hate that though. I hate that when you get the assortment of chocolates. You're like, ooh, this looks so good, and you bite in, and it's like raspberry puree. And I'm like, what the fuck? It's not even a good tasting thing, right?
It's and it always has. Well, I'm totally against raspberries to begin with.
Really.
Um, yeah, it's like it's the stupidest of
Fruits.
of of berries.
Boy, what's your
Um,
favorite berry?
everything except for raspberry.
Even blackberry? I
So
always hated blackberry.
even blackberries.
Really?
Oh, they're so sweet. They have the tangy, they have the citrusy, they have the tart. Sorry, not
Yeah,
citrusy. They're tart. They're sweet. Uh, Raspberries have so the seed of the raspberry
yeah,
isn't small enough to qualify like the strawberry seeds, right? When you
Yeah.
eat a strawberry, the seeds are super, super tiny and like you don't even notice them. On bigger berries, the seeds are big enough where you're conscious that they're,
Yeah. Especially in the blackberry.
especially in the blackberry. Raspberry is like in between for everything. It's not very sweet. It's not super tart. It's in between. The seeds aren't very small like the strawberries. They're not very big like the blackberries. They're in between. They're everything about the raspberry is annoying
Well,
for me.
how about the blueberry? Is a how's a blueberry?
Blueberry is fantastic.
Yeah.
Absolutely. When they're super ripe, the more ripe they are, the more sweet they are,
Yeah, yeah.
right? Um, when they're not so ripe, they're very, very tart. So it goes well with, whatever, cheesecake or um, custard or whatever can you put them on. But yeah, I'm not a fan of raspberries. For me, if raspberries ceased existence,
You'd be okay with that.
I'd be like, yeah, well,
Fuck them.
it didn't matter anyway. Fuck 'em.
I don't know.
Fuck raspberries.
I like raspberry in a mixed berry cocktail slash whatever. Like the taste of raspberry
And
is
think
okay.
and think and think of the metaphors that are used for berries, right? So a beautiful portrait of a beautiful woman, right? Um, they had strawberry lips,
Yeah.
or a strawberry shade on their cheek, or if you the juice of the blackberry, right? Um, there's no metaphor or reference for raspberries.
Well, yeah, there is when you
There is
blow
one.
raspberry.
There is exactly. And
Yeah.
that's it. There's
Because
my
that's
point.
what happens to you when you put a raspberry in your mouth. You want to spit it out right away. You
And
know,
you open up that box of chocolate and chocolates, and there's that one, right? It was like, oh, look at that one. Why does that one? It's microscopically different than the other ones, right? But for whatever reason, there's a magnetism that it has, and you go, ooh, that's the one, and you grab it, and it's that raspberry jam or cream or whatever, and like you said, it was like, oh, damn it, what a disappointment.
all right. So what other fruits would you put on the same level as raspberry? Like something you detest and then you don't care to ever put in your mouth. Is it just raspberry?
In the fruit world, yeah. The
Really?
other thing is Italian parsley.
That's not a
If
fruit.
Italian,
What the fuck is that?
I said in the fruits,
Oh, in the fruit
that's
world, yeah.
it.
Yeah.
The only other thing that, if again it were to disappear off the face of the earth, I would be like, yeah, no, totally fine. Would be Italian parsley. The
I
flavor and the smell of Italian parsley is I find deplorable.
interesting, interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, I like Italian parsley. I like the regular parsley better, but Italian parsley doesn't rub me any way, good or bad. Of the leafies, it took me a long time to get to love cilantro. I freaking
Oh,
love
I
cilantro.
adore I adore cilantro. I've always
But
have.
I
I always have.
hated it when I first had it.
So I saw a thing on YouTube recently where cilantro is perceived only two ways by human beings.
Good or
One
bad?
group, yeah, one group of people uh, um, receive it as soap. Have you ever heard people say, "Oh, I hate cilantro; it tastes like soap"?
No.
So that's like, yeah. So half of the people dislike it because it references this soap flavor, smell, substance,
Yeah.
and the other half absolutely love it. I don't think it. I don't see the soap correlation.
Well, I've heard that about basil before. Like I love
Mm,
basil, and some people hate it. They
yeah.
say it's soapy. And I don't know if that's the fact that we've added all these flavors and scents to soap over the past
Well,
years.
yeah. I'm sure that has a lot to do with it too. But
But like, speaking of soap, every once in a while when I get these olive oil bars, right?
yeah,
And you're washing and it doesn't lather up like traditional soap does, right? Bar
it's
soap.
not. So you know that soap traditionally is not supposed to lather at all.
Yeah, and it's not supposed to actually be in contact with the human skin. The lye or whatever they use to make the soap actually pulls oils away from your skin, which is not healthy for your
Yeah, that's
skin. It's a
yeah, but that's the
detergent.
whole point. Yeah, that's the whole point of soap was to remove the oils, which is what traps the all the dirt and other oils and foreign. Uh, but however, the lye in original soap was okay because during the process of soapification, the lye neutralizes.
Yeah.
It's
The,
necessary to make soap, but it no longer exists as lye once the chemical reaction happens.
you remember
Uh,
you remember him
Suds
making using the
Fight Club
lye?
in Fight Club,
Yeah, that
yeah.
was with
I
the
was just gonna
fat,
bring that up.
the fat from all the liposuction.
Absolutely. Hey, you gotta. That's like using fry oil for just they're throwing it away anyway.
For potato chips
And beer.
and beer. Yeah, well, which beer was that? The Daisy Cutter? Was it the Daisy Cutter?
I think so. Yeah.
That was
It
fantastic.
tasted like papaya, essence of papaya, and reuse the potato chip oil.
That was brilliant, man. Yeah, it is fascinating because you have that ability to immediately call out those things in foods, those special flavor profiles, which then when you're eating it and you're told about it, you're like, oh yeah, I see this right away.
Yeah.
I wonder if you were like a food taste tester, right, for industry, because the food tasting industry is huge. Like
Yeah.
it is huge. I know some guys that were working at Kraft. They were getting paid a lot, and all you do
Yep.
is go in. You're not even eating. You're just chewing and then spitting it out, almost like a
Right.
wine taste testing. You know, the fucking food taste industry is huge. The food additives, all those food engineers to make something like, hey, how do we make styrofoam taste like peanut butter?
Taste. Yeah,
Yeah,
like peanut butter. Uh, the biggest company in food additives and flavorings is Agfa.
agfa,
Yeah.
like fuck agriculture, agfa.
You don't remember the company Agfa
Are they
with the was it yellow diamond shape, orange diamond shape?
really? No, I gotta look
It
them
was
up.
weird. It was weird because they also make. Am I thinking the wrong company? Ah,
Well, all I know is that like one of New Jersey's biggest industries is the food additive, food like flavorings and colorings. They're all made there,
yeah,
and I can guarantee you there's massive industrial espionage that goes on in there where they're trying to like steal other people's food testers and their formulas because those formulas aren't even required to be disclosed, right? They get to add whatever they want and call it yellow number 5 or red number 6 and red number 5. You know where it comes from? This is
I had a
brilliant.
joke. I had a joke, but it didn't. It fizzled out.
It was a nightclub by the Stardust we used to go to, but it comes from the blood of a beetle called the
Ah,
coquinel beetle.
the yes.
Yeah. And here's the story of it. It's the first instance recorded of industrial espionage in
No
the world.
way.
Yes, check this out. So they're indigenous to somewhere in South America. South or Central America. They have a symbiotic relationship with some cactus plant. Okay,
Okay.
so when the Spanish came to the New World, they all of a sudden had this dye that was amazing and versatile and a super red. Okay, because
Yeah.
there was no super red before that. I have a book on the history of colors and pigments and how ochre is the most common pigment in the world because it comes from the earth. It's easy to get.
Yeah, it comes from basically it's found on every continent and in every
Yeah, so
yeah.
this coquinel beetle, it was such a perfect red that all the other nations tried to smuggle that cactus out and bring it back to the New World. And there was actually guys caught, traveling back with cactus plants, and they were hung and executed. And it was a big issue. So that is why the British Empire was so fucking feared, because they were so rich that they had enough money to buy so much coquinel to create long coats, the red long coats of the red coats.
Yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah.
So they're like, oh crap, if they have that much money for a coat, imagine how much money they have for armaments and ammunition. You know what I mean?
And yet nobody knew that they had just enough money to get their clothes.
Yeah, exactly. And that's it.
They I guess they were the original influencers, right?
Exactly. And
You
and
just got to look like you're traveling the world on jet planes and expensive cars.
And the thing is, they had one coat. Each troop had one coat, and that
Yeah,
was
that's all
it.
you got. Yeah, that's all you got. You got one coat, one pair of boots, and that was it. And then you off to war you went.
Yeah. And you saw the British. When the British were coming, you just stopped in your tracks, and you're like,
That's
"That's
it.
it."
You did.